My name is Miss Leidhold, and we are going to read this story, My Lucky Day. Now, I had never heard of this story until I read it recently, and now it might be one of my favorites. I really like this story because it makes me think, and it makes me wonder about what the title means. So the title is saying My Lucky Day, and I'm wondering, I'm looking at the cover page with these illustrations. We have two characters here. We have a piglet, or a baby pig, and we have this fox. And when I read the title My Lucky Day, I start to wonder, I wonder who is having a lucky day. Someone in the lucky day is saying, my lucky day, but who is it? Which character? That's what I wondered when I first saw the cover of this book. Do we think the piglet is going to have a lucky day? The fox? Maybe both? Maybe it will change? So think about that. Maybe make a prediction. Take a look at the illustrations. Look at their faces, how they're looking at each other. Maybe we'll think about, who do you predict will be the one to have the lucky day? Maybe it will even change. But as we read our story, we're gonna really look for that. We're gonna investigate the title and who it applies to, who's feeling lucky. So as we go through the story, we'll track that luck or that feeling of luckiness, and we'll see what happens. How do you feel when you feel lucky? Like, what's happening? When I feel lucky, I notice a lot of good things are happening to me, things that I didn't expect. So lucky kind of means when really good things are happening to you. So we'll look at the pictures, we'll look at the words, and we'll think who is having their lucky day. So before we start, let's make a prediction. Tell someone next to you, who do you think it's gonna be? The piglet's lucky day? The fox's lucky day? There's some really interesting language in this story, so we're gonna go over a few quick words before we start. We see the word filthy in this story. Can you say filthy? Filthy. Filthy means extremely dirty or messy. Sometimes when I walk in mud, my boots get filthy. We see the word polish. Polish means to make something really clean and shiny. Sometimes when I go through a car wash, they have these special brushes and special soap, and they polish my car and make it look gleaming in the sun. And we also see this word, tender. Can you say tender? Tender. That means really soft. A lot of people use it to talk about food, like meat. Sometimes you get a tender steak. It means it's not too hard to chew. The genre of our story, or the type of story, is an animal fantasy. And so the animals are gonna be kind of acting like people. They'll be talking and sort of have mannerisms of people, because this is fictional and fantasy, so we really get to use our imagination. And I don't know if you've ever heard anyone say, this must be my lucky day, but that's a phrase that some people say. And that means, wow, a lot of great things are happening to me. And I think that's what the author was referencing here. The author's name is Kiko Kazka, and she has written some really neat stories, a lot of animal fantasies, so I think she likes reading about animals. A really fun thing that we do in my class is we always put on our reading glasses before we read a story, so I'll teach you how that song goes. It goes, these are my glasses, this is my book. I put on my glasses and open up my book. Now I read, 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 and I look, look, look. I take off my glasses and close up the book. Excellent. Let's jump into the story. You're gonna see some Post-it notes in this story. I put some of those in there for myself so I could remember the questions I wanted to think about. So I used writing in a really meaningful way so that it could help me remember my thoughts. So I'm gonna be looking at those and asking some questions so we can think about things. My lucky day, there's our title again. I'm gonna point to the words, and then when I'm saying the words, those are the words on the page, and that's how I know what the story says. One day, a hungry fox was preparing to hunt for his dinner. Preparing means getting ready. So he's getting ready to hunt. As he polished his claws, he was startled by a knock on the door. So let's pretend we hear a big knock. Can you make a knock? Sometimes when I hear a sound unexpectedly, I feel startled. That means I feel kind of surprised and scared. What would a startled face look like? I think it would look like, or You try to make one. Yes. So startled is kind of shocked. Sometimes I get startled when I hear a beeping in my house, or maybe when I hear a really loud sound. So the fox wasn't expecting any noises, so he was startled. And I want to go back to the word polish. If we didn't know that word, we could look at the illustration. I think the illustration really supports our understanding. So the fox is using a nail file on his nails, and that means he's kind of sanding them down, making them a little, well, I thought it would be softer, but I guess since he's trying to hunt, maybe sharper. And then we also have nail clippers, and we have this bottle of claw polish. I really like that detail in the illustration. It reminded me of nail polish. So he's trying to make his nails look very sharp, shiny, so he's polishing them. He's making them look a little bit better. When people polish their nails, they try to make the edges smoother, but like we said, he's hunting, so I think he's making them sharper. Okay, so this, knock, knock, knock. Hey, Rabbit, someone yelled outside. Are you home? Rabbit? Rabbit, thought the fox. If there were any rabbits in here, I'd have eaten them for breakfast. So see his eyebrows going up? That kind of relates to the word startled, like, whoa. And you know what? When I first read this page and I heard someone knocking on the door saying rabbit, I thought, oh, maybe this is Rabbit's house. I thought maybe the fox had sort of invaded the house, like Goldilocks or like the Big Bad Wolf in Little Red Riding Hood. But you know what? Then I checked the picture, the illustration, to get more information. You can always check the picture for more information. And you know what I noticed? Were these pictures of the fox, and they're hanging on the wall. So that made me think, oh, this must be the fox's house. And I think the illustrator's giving us a little clue about this fox. Here he is, I think, with some of his different animals that he has eaten maybe for dinner. And so already we know he's hunting. He said he would eat the rabbit for breakfast, and we see these pictures. So we've really established this character as a carnivore, somebody who likes to eat meat. So we'll see how that contributes to our story here. Oh no. When the fox opened the door, there stood a delicious looking piglet. So he thought that piglet looked really yummy to eat. Oh no, screamed the piglet. Oh yes, cried the fox. You've come to the right place. He grabbed the piglet and hauled him inside. So hauled is a special word, and that means when you drag something kind of heavy. So you try to act that out. Pretend you're hauling a big bag of heavy bricks. Ugh, haul. Sometimes when I get a lot of groceries, I try to haul them up to my doorstep in one stride. And I really noticed the piglet's face in this illustration. The illustrator really did a lot to show me how the piglet was feeling. The piglet's eyes are wide, the mouth is open, there's sweat marks coming off. How do you think the piglet might be feeling in this picture? Yeah, he looks pretty terrified to me. He looks pretty startled, maybe even more than startled. And then you know what I noticed in the dialogue? That means when the characters were talking. The piglet says, oh no, but the fox says, oh yes. And the fox says, you've come to the right place. Which I thought, what do you mean? He meant to go to Rabbit's house, right? Because he said, Rabbit, are you home? So I wonder what the fox means, you've come to the right place. Think about what that might mean. What does he mean, the right place? Maybe the right place for the fox. It might not feel like the right place for the pig, because he feels scared. But for the fox, he was just getting ready to hunt, wasn't he? So for him, the piglet being there might be the right place. This must be my lucky day, the fox shouted. Oh, so I have to say that loud. This must be my lucky day. That is the name of our story. We just heard the name of our story, My Lucky Day. And there's that phrase we talked about. People say that when lots of good things are happening. So let's pause here and think about our mission. We wanted to track the luck in the story, and already the fox is saying he feels lucky. So let's remember that on this page, in the very beginning of our story, the fox is feeling lucky. Why do you think he's feeling lucky? What's going on that contributes to his luck? Yeah, I think I think he's feeling really lucky about that piglet being in his house because he is hungry. He said, "How often does dinner come knocking on your door?" So I'm guessing that he feels lucky because he was about to go out and hunt, but the dinner came right to him, sort of like when you order takeout to your house. The piglet kicked and squealed, "Let me go, let me go!" "Let me go" has these exclamation points after, so I can't say, "Let me go, let me go." It doesn't have a question mark. I'm not gonna go, "Let me go." I have to say, "Let me go, let me go." The exclamation points are there, and I also can check the picture and see the piglet's mouth wide open. So if you were gonna say that like the piglet, you would go, "Let me go, let me go." "Sorry, pal," said the fox. "This isn't any dinner. This is a pig roast, my favorite. Now get in the roasting pan." So roast means he wants to cook him in the oven for a while. Like I said, the illustrator showing how scared he looks. Ooh. I wonder what's gonna happen next. I don't know how he's gonna escape. It was useless to struggle. That means all of his kicking wasn't helping. "All right," sighed the piglet. Sigh is like this, kind of like a deep breath, but you're a little tired or stressed. "I will get in your pot, but just one thing." "What?" growled the fox. You see how the author tells me how to say that? That's called a dialogue tag. So the author told me I have to sigh when I say, "All right, all right." And then she said, "growled the fox." So that's letting me how I need to say that. "What?" I can't go, "What?" I go, "What?" And here's the piglet. "Well, I am a pig, you know. I'm filthy. Shouldn't you wash me first?" "Just a thought, Mr. Fox." The fox said. He is kind of filthy. So filthy, we said, that means super dirty and messy. And you know, if we were reading this book and we weren't sure what that meant, we could get some clues. If you look in the picture, the illustrator really made sure to show us that the pig was filthy by putting little brown speckles on him. And then we also could use the writing because he said, "Shouldn't you wash me?" So things that are filthy need to be washed, right? So we have some good clues there for our word. Let's see what's gonna happen. So he asked the fox if he should be washed because he's dirty. Do you ever wash food before you eat it? Sometimes I wash like fruits and vegetables first. So the fox got busy. He collected twigs, he made a fire, and he carried in the water. I'm gonna fold the page over a little because I wanna tell you something that happened to me when I was reading this book. When I saw this fox making this fire and the piglet was tied up, I jumped to conclusions. I thought of so many different things. I thought, oh my goodness, what if he's about to cook this piglet? So I got really worried. My brain made predictions of, I see the fire, I know he's hungry, I thought he was gonna cook the piglet. And then you know what I did? I decided to keep reading. So when I kept reading, when I moved my eyes to the next page and I kept reading, then I understood. Then I remembered what was happening in the story. So if you're ever sort of thinking, oh my gosh, is that what's going on? Always go back to the words and the pictures to help you know what's coming. But it's okay to make predictions, right? Finally, he gave the piglet a nice bath. "You're a terrific scrubber," said the piglet. He's so filthy that the fox really had to scrub him down. And so this made me wonder, why did the fox have to make a fire to give him a bath? What do you think? I wonder why the fox had to do that. Let's look closely at the bath. So first of all, I'm noticing when I look at this bath that this isn't a traditional bathtub, right? This is a sort of a barrel. And so I don't see a faucet head or a place where he could turn it hot or cold, like the usual bathtub that I use. This is just sort of a barrel. And so it does look warm though. Do you see the steam lines coming up? The illustrator made sure to draw those so we knew it was a warm bath. And so you know what? A long time ago, people didn't have fancy bathtubs like us, and they couldn't just sort of turn the spout and make it hot or cold. So if they wanted a warm bath, they would have to heat it up somehow, and sometimes they would put the water on the fire so that it would get warm. So that's why the illustrator drew the fox making that fire, to make the water warm. but I was confused at first, so that was helpful to think about and read. Yeah, isn't that interesting? A long time ago, people had to warm up their bath water, like with a fire. So now he's got that nice warm bath. Let's see what happens next. Oh, this doesn't look good. There, said the fox, now you're the cleanest piglet in the county. Now you stay still. County is kind of like a small area of land, kind of like a few towns together. So he's saying, you're really clean. It's time to get to business, time to eat you. All right, sighed the piglet. All right, I'll let you eat me, but, and the author put an ellipses here, so it's a dot, dot, dot. So it's building some suspense. I have to wonder what's coming. But what? Growled the fox. Ooh, let me make that really growly. But what? Well, I'm a really small piglet, you know. Shouldn't you fatten me up just to get a little more meat? Just a thought, Mr. Fox. Said the fox to himself. He is on the small side. So I wonder why the piglet is telling the fox to do all of these things. He told him to give him a bath so he can be clean, to be eaten. He told him to fatten him up so he has more meat. Make a prediction if there's someone next to you or even just in your mind. What do you think? Does the pig have a plan? What do you think his plan is? I wonder why he keeps giving the fox these directions. It's a puzzling one. Let's keep reading and find out. And you know what? Do you notice a pattern here with the pictures? So on these pages, the picture sort of takes up the whole page. But when the fox goes to do something for the piglet, it seems like it sort of breaks it up into these like 3 action pages. So let's see if we can find another one. So now he's gonna make some food for the piglet, and we have that sort of like action panel. The fox got busy. He picked tomatoes, he made spaghetti, and he baked cookies. And finally, he gave the piglet a nice dinner. You're a terrific cook, said the piglet. So the fox is the one who's hungry, right? He's the one who is about to eat the piglet. But the piglet said, fatten me up. And the fox made him dinner. Interesting. Let's look really closely at this illustration because the author isn't telling me how the characters are feeling here, but sometimes you can check the illustration and get some information. So let's look at the pig's face. The pig is smiling, the pig is clean, the pig is having a scrumptious dinner of cookies and spaghetti. The pig looks pretty happy. Let's check the fox's, the fox's eyebrows are coming down. He has got a frown on. He's got like this oven mitt and the chef hat. He's sort of serving the pig. So I wonder who feels lucky in this picture, you know? If that's our mission to find out whose lucky day it is. I know we started with the fox, but I wonder if anything has shifted here. That means changed. Who do you think's feeling lucky if you looked at their 2 faces? The pig like this or the fox like this? I know when I feel lucky, my face lights up with a big smile. So I'm kind of wondering if the pig is feeling lucky in this picture. What do you think? And if you think the pig is the one, talk about or think about why. Why is he feeling lucky when he's about to be eaten? It seems like we have a little bit of a turnaround here. I think the story might be shifting. Sometimes authors set you up to think one thing's gonna happen and they sort of shift it. And that's really exciting to read. So let's see what happens. I'm so curious. There, said the fox, now you're the fattest pig in the county, so get in the oven. I said that loud because there was an exclamation point. All right, sighed the pig. I'll get in the oven. So there's my sigh. It's fun to act out stories. I will, but, there's our ellipses, dot, dot, dot. What, shouted the fox. So it really helped me to see this part, there was all caps. And you know, I could have just said that quietly, like a question, like what? But the big all caps letters told me I needed to go, what? And then the dialogue tag said, shouted the fox. So that's why we got loud. Can you try that? Say, what? Make that last one kind of loud. Yeah. Let's see what the pig has to say this time. Well, I'm a hard-working pig, you know. My meat is awfully tough. That means it's kind of hard. Shouldn't you massage me first to make it more tender roast? Just a thought, Mr. Fox. Said the fox. I do like tender meat. So there's some new words for us on this page. We said that tough is hard. Massage kind of means a way that you relax the muscles. You kind of pull or push on them. If you touch your shoulder and you kind of squeeze it, some people feel really relaxed by that. So that's called a massage. And so the pig is saying, my meat's kind of hard. If you massage it, squeeze it like that, it will be softer. And a lot of people who eat meat like steak prefer it to be tender, soft. So he's sort of saying to the fox, if you massage my meat, it'll be nice and soft. You won't have to chew so much. So I wonder what's gonna happen. When I first saw this page and I saw the piglet in the roasting pan going in the oven, I thought, oh wow, I think I know whose lucky day it is on this page. But let's see if that changes. This story is interesting. It's fun to track the title and see who's having the luck. Let's find out. Oh, there's our little panel of action here. The fox got busy. He pushed, he pulled, he squeezed and pounded the piglet from head to toe. So when I read that first, when I read he squeezed and pounded the piglet, I thought he was hurting him. But then I remembered that we're reading about a massage. And so all these words are talking about how the fox is giving the piglet some muscle relaxing massage. These are really funny pictures to look at. And I was also checking the illustration to see their faces at this part. So I see the piglet's eyes are closed. He's sort of slumped over. He looks really relaxed. But you can see the fox, he's sort of sweating. He's working hard. He looks tired. So once again, think about who you think on this page is feeling more lucky. And I wonder, I keep noticing that the fox gets to the point where he's about to eat the pig, but then the piglet distracts him. That means gives him sort of a different thing to do. I wonder if the piglet has some plan, you know? If you think he has a plan, what would his plan be? This book really makes me think, and that's why I like reading it. Oh my goodness. Before I even read this, you have to see the fox's expression. The illustrator really wants us to notice because she drew it really big. Do you see his eyebrows are down? He's got like concentration lines. There's lines under his eyes which suggest he's tired. There's sweat coming all off of him. He looks exhausted. Oh my goodness. I don't know, what do you think about this face in terms, if we go back to our title, My Lucky Day, is this the face of someone who's having a lucky day? Remember at the beginning when he said, this must be my lucky day? Do you think he still feels like that in this picture? What's changed? If his feeling has changed, why? What has changed? You know, he gets to this point where he's gonna eat the piglet and then he has to do something. He has to clean him or feed him or massage him. I wonder if he still feels like this must be my lucky day. Let's see if he'll say that. But the piglet continued, I've been working really hard lately. My back is awfully stiff. That means it's hard to move it. Could you push harder, Mr. Fox? A little to the right, please. Yes, a little to the left. So the piglet's really telling the fox what to do. And the fox is listening. This is definitely an animal fantasy. I don't think in real life a predator would massage their prey. I don't know, maybe. Oh, and then when I turn the page, there's only a little bit of words on this page. So it says, Mr. Fox, are you there? So there's the piglet lounging so comfortably on the bench having a massage. And you know what? There's there's no words from the fox. Usually dialogue goes back and forth. The pig said, the fox said, the pig. But this time we only have the pig's words. And look what we get from the fox on this side. We've got some claw marks over here, and there's no words. I wonder what happened. Try to think about what you predict might have happened based on this illustration and the previous one of the fox. Do you have any ideas about what might have happened? Look at these claw marks, and these little marks sort of look like action, like he's moving. I wonder what happened to make that picture with the claws. Let's see. But Mr. Fox was no longer listening. He had passed out exhausted. That means he's so tired. He couldn't lift a finger, let alone a roasting pan. So if someone says he couldn't lift a finger, that means they're so tired that they couldn't really move. He probably could lift a finger, but that's called hyperbole. So it's sort of an exaggeration. He probably could lift his little finger, but they're saying he's so tired, he doesn't have energy left. Poor Mr. Fox, sighed the piglet. Oh, he loves to sigh. Poor Mr. Fox, he's had a busy day. Then the cleanest, fattest, softest piglet in the county picked up the rest of his cookies and headed for home. He took all the cookies? He didn't leave any for the exhausted fox? Would you have left any cookies for him? I don't know. I love cookies. I might have taken some. I wanted to think about this line from the piglet. I want to analyze it. The piglet said, poor Mr. Fox, he's had a busy day. And when someone says poor person, it makes me feel like they feel sympathy for them, or they feel bad for them, worried for them. Do you think the piglet is actually worried for the fox? I don't know. Do you think he's actually feeling sad for him? And then he said he's had a busy day. Let's think about what about his day was busy. If you look back, all the things where he was busy were things he was doing for the piglet. The massage, and when we had the dinner, when he made the piglet dinner, and when he started by washing the piglet. So the reason he had a busy day was the piglet. So I'm wondering if the piglet actually feels bad for him, or if he's just saying that. I wonder what he actually feels. Because if it was me, and I was trapped with a fox that was gonna eat me, and the fox fell asleep or passed out, I would be relieved. I'd be like this, thank goodness, now I can be safe. So I wonder what the piglet actually feels. And you know what's interesting? The author, or the illustrator, chose to draw him facing this way, so we can't see his face. So it's like a little mystery there. I feel like if we could see his face, we could sort of see if he's like smiling, like poor Mr. Fox, or if he's actually like, poor Mr. Fox. But the illustrator doesn't show that to us. It's a little bit of a mystery there, so we kind of get to interpret it. So think about how you think you would feel, how you think this piglet actually feels. His true emotions. Let's see. Because sometimes what people say and how they feel can be different. And so that's the true for characters in a book too. Let's see what's happening. Before we read, let's check the illustration, especially the pig's expression. Let's look before I read this page. Oh my goodness. He's got a big grin. He's smiling. He's running. He looks ecstatic. He looks so happy. I don't know. Is that the face of someone who feels lucky? Compared to this, like, which is a luckier face? Or at least for me, when I feel lucky, I definitely have a big smile. Let's read what he says. What a bath, what a dinner, what a massage, cried the piglet. This must be my lucky day. Hey, I've heard that before. Remember when the fox said that toward the beginning of the story? Toward the beginning of the story, the fox was the one who said, "This must be my lucky day." Now the piglet is the one saying, "This must be my lucky day," and there's the title. Sometimes in a book, the author will repeat a phrase, and a lot of times they do that to sort of show us, wow, how much have things changed since the first time we heard that. So now it's pretty different. So let's see what happens. And we want to think too, how have things changed? How have things changed since the beginning of the story? I'm going to leave in a minute, thank you.
Okay.
Thanks. So we're just thinking about how things have changed. Let's go to the end. Sorry about that, I had a janitor check in on me. All right, let's finish our story here. We've been tracking our luck. So at the beginning of the story, we know that the fox was the one having the lucky day, and now our piglet was feeling very, very lucky. And I think that's because, why? What happened? He says it. He got a bath, he got a dinner, he got a massage, all from a fox. So he's feeling really, really lucky. And he even escaped with cookies. Wow! All right, I have to finish this up because I'm about to be kicked out of the school, so let me get out. When he got home, the piglet relaxed before a warm fire. Let's see, he wondered, looking at his book. Who shall I visit next? This is his address book. And so this has a big list of people and where they live. That's called addresses. So I like to look really close at this. It says fox, wolf, bear, coyote. Fox is crossed off, coyote's crossed off. So I wonder if he'll visit wolf or bear. I wonder why he chooses to visit these animals. Why would he visit these carnivores, these predators? I wonder what happened at Coyote's house. What do you think? And I wonder why he would choose to go to these places. Let's see. The last page, there's no words. There's just the piglet with the bear. So he went to see the bear. The piglet looks startled, but you know what's funny about that is he had his address right there. It says bear. So that makes me kind of confused. It made me wonder and rethink. I'm not really sure if the piglet means to go to these houses. At the beginning, I thought it was an accident. When he knocked on the door and said, "Rabbit," and then he opened it up, I thought that was an accident. Like he got lost. But now we've seen that he has an address book. So that makes me kind of rethink and wonder. I asked my friend what she thought, and she told me she thought that the piglet does it on purpose. She thought that the piglet goes to the predators' houses and tricks them, and that he's very, very clever. And that made me go, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's sort of an accident or if the piglet does it on purpose. I guess the address book would be evidence for the piglet sort of wanting to trick these animals. Wow. So let's go back and think one more time about our goal was to investigate the title and track the luck. So let's think about that. We started with a really lucky fox. He was so excited to have his dinner come to the door, but the piglet asked him to wash him. The piglet asked him to make dinner for him. The piglet had him give him a massage. So in the end, we know the luck shifted to the piglet. So how would you describe this piglet? Is he sort of lucky by accident, kind of clumsy, like, whoops, I'm lost. Oh, I got out, thank goodness. Or is he very clever and cunning and making plans? So let's go over our words one more time. The piglet was filthy at the beginning of the story. Can you say filthy? Filthy. When my dog walks in the mud, he gets super filthy on his paws, and then I have to sort of dry him off. Can you think of anything that's really filthy? Yeah. Well, thank you so much for reading this with me. Reading this with you made my day lucky, and it was so much fun. I love thinking about stories and what they mean. Thank you. I hope you have a lucky day.